Hey guys, how you doing? It's Gavin here from Start Fresh Personal Training and the Shift Worker Fit Master Plan, my new little project. Anyway, um, tons of questions I get from people is around about how to eat through the night shift, basically. So I'll put together a very quick night shift eating schedule for you guys based on how I do it. So if you've never seen me before, I've literally been a shift worker for 17 years. And during 10 of those years, previous to that, I was really, really overweight. About 7 years ago, I decided enough was enough and I needed to make a change because at the end of the day, I used to blame shift work as one of those things that I couldn't lose weight because we all know that shift work apparently is bad for your health and, it makes you put weight on, all those other things. And that's true to a degree. There's lots of studies around that, but you don't need to just succumb to the fact you do night shifts, you're going to be overweight. It doesn't have to be that way. And what I found is, as with everything, a good schedule and a good plan can basically, outdo anything else because at the end of the day, you're putting some work in to get the results that you want. And it was really, really stressful being overweight. Shifts were really, really hard because I wasn't fit enough. I didn't have the energy. And this has really, really helped me. So I'm going to try and break it down into a couple of things for you guys and kind of give you an idea of how to schedule your meals. Because at the end of the day, and if you go for a long period of time without eating, you tend to become very, very hungry. Then you tend to snack on things that, are sweet. They're easy to grab. They're really unhealthy, really bad for you. They're going to lend themselves to eating more and putting more weight on. So let's get cracking. Okay, first of all, planning. Okay, you work shifts. You're kind of busy. We're all busy. Everyone's busy, but you do need to plan a little bit of things. Okay, so these are the three kind of things that are going to be really, really essential to planning your meals for night shift. Really, is how many hours are you at work? I'm going to give you two examples: one for a 12-hour and one for a 10-hour, which is the ones I generally do, unless I work overtime. And what meal breaks you get. That's really important. If you only get 2 meal breaks for the whole shift, then you need to either find ways to get in snacks as you're on the go, or really work and work your meals into those two breaks. And in all my 17 years, I've never been in a position where I've not been able to eat something over about 3 hours. Very, very occasionally, I would get flat out, but usually I plan things so I take snacks with me in the car or in the office, and I can actually do okay with it. So very rarely will you go for a long period of time without eating anything. It does happen, but 80% of the time you can probably do it this way. Are there any cooking facilities? Really big one. If you've got nowhere to cook any food or prepare anything, then you need to do all that stuff before you come to work. And it doesn't need to be as complicated as you think. You can literally cook up 4 meals basically in the time it takes you to cook one, because all you're going to do is, if you're going to cook, say, chicken or rice or potatoes or whatever it is, you just double the portions to give you extra meals, the same cooking time. So it's really no extra effort to make extra meals. Okay, so create a menu. This is kind of quite important to do it. I'm going to give you a structure of how I kind of do it in a minute, but write something down. What is it you're going to eat for the shift? So if whatever time you start, write down what it is you're going to eat, and get it all prepared and written out. So once you get it all written out, then it's all done and you can look at it. It becomes a lot easier. If you're just standing in the kitchen looking around wondering what it is you can eat or take to work, it gets really difficult. But so spend a minute or two just writing down a bit of a menu, what you're going to take, then go and get it. Then you're more focused when you walk into the kitchen, and you can just prepare it all, take it all to work. Big one, a massive on calories. Okay, yes, night shifts are tough. Yes, they're long and everything else, but ultimately calories are king. Okay, and if you're eating too many calories, you're going to put weight on, regardless whether you work day shifts or night shifts. And you may feel a little bit hard done by, as I used to, because I work shifts. But look around you. There's tons of day shift workers who are overweight. There's lots of people that don't work are overweight. There's lots of people that are doing shifts that are overweight. But there's also those people that are not as well. And the ones that have been overweight and have figured this out basically track their calories in some form or another, whether it be through intermittent fasting or keto or no carb or Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, they all count calories to a certain degree. I'm going to give you a really easy way to do it without spending all that money. Okay, you can do it for blooming free, to be fair. Then you're going to look at where you're going to get your protein from. Really important. So your protein sources are things like protein powders, Greek yogurts, fish, meat, chicken, all those things. Okay, they're the quality sources of protein you want, and you need to be getting those into your main meals, which I'll go over in a bit more detail in a minute. Where are you going to get your carbs from? Really important. Okay, you need to look certainly on night shift complex type carbs, and we're talking like whole grain breads, whole grain crackers, whole grain rice, quinoa, couscous, fruit, vegetables, all those things you need to be getting as your carbs, because when you settle for simple carbs like donuts and sweets and all that sort of stuff, okay, you're going to get dumps in energy, big spikes of energy, dumps in energy, and it's not going to be really good, okay? So, and then the other thing, what can you eat? You know, are you a vegetarian? Are you allergic to things? You know, that's going to be something for you to sort out, but all this needs to come into your menu and your plan, all right? Then this is going to be a kind of this is based on what I do essentially, and I'm night shift tonight. I'm literally about to go to bed. It's 10:15 in the morning in my dressing gown. Got up at quite early to take my little boy to school. I'm going back to bed now about 11 o'clock for a few hours, and this is how it's going to work for me today. Okay, this is how I've been doing it for donkey's years. So my night shift 10 hours, 9 till 7. So I start work at 9, finish at 7. So at 4 p.m., okay, I'm going to have a breakfast meal. I'm going to get up. I'm going to try and keep this as close to a normal day as possible. Because when I wake up, I like to have something for breakfast. So what's my breakfast going to look like? It's going to be a whole grain cereal. It's going to be some fruit. It's going to be some protein. What does that look like for me today? It's probably going to be a bowl of all bran, some almond milk, banana, and I use these carton egg whites as a protein source. Either cook them up as an omelette or drink them with some milk. I don't mind either or. Breakfast done, okay? Then snack number 1, okay? So then I count it all the way through. So snack number 1 is 7 p.m., about 3 hours afterwards. So it's literally just before I go to the gym. So I'll go to the gym before work. And if you haven't seen the videos before, I'll link them in the description. But I always advocate training before you start work. Really, really important. Makes me feel a lot more energized, go to work a lot more awake. Gives me the energy to get through the shift. You might think that it makes you more tired, but it actually doesn't. When you exercise more, you get more energy, all right? So 7 p.m. protein plus 1. I'll explain what that looks like in a minute. So it is simply, you know, whatever that's going to be. It could be some yogurt and some fruit, or it could be a protein powder and some yogurt, or it could be some hummus and carrot sticks, or whatever I decide to have at 7 p.m. It could even be, you know, a small chicken sandwich, just protein and the carb, and it's quite low. So that's what I'm going to do. Then, I start work at 9. Next meal I'm going to have is 10 p.m. That is usually my post-workout meal there. So it's usually, as I spoke about something, it's normally a whole meal. So it could be today. I'm going to take I'm going to take in some chicken, some potatoes, and some vegetables. Really, really easy. Sorted and put lots of flavor on them, you know, and that's a really tidy meal, nice hot meal at 10 o'clock. So you might see that blue line. Okay, that's 12 a.m. So when I talk about tracking calories, people get really confused between this transition. You know, how on earth do you do it? Well, all I do is cut it off at midnight. So I only count calories between midnight and midnight. So, you know, this is going to be a half. So you eat in on one part of the day, then eat in the next part of the day. So all I do is split it up. So previously to me waking up, I've obviously been in bed. You know, I've been up since midnight the night before, and I've eaten this way, and then I go to bed at 8, wake up at 4. Or today's a different because I'm 2-2. That makes sense. So you know, I've had a late shift last night, and I'm night shift tonight, so I got a bit of a break in between. But anyway, that's how it kind of works. So I'm going to track my calories from midnight last night to midnight tonight. So I'm going to sleep for 4 hours this afternoon. So I've had breakfast already. I'm going to go back to bed, and then when I wake up, I'll do exactly the same thing. So all my calories I'm counting are between the midnight sort of times, if you like. So when I switch over, my MyFitnessPal, which I use, flicks over to a new day as well. So then I just start on the new day and tracking. And what that does for you is that when you track in that over midnight to midnight, you never get confused, because you know you eat the same foods whatever you're doing from midnight to midnight over a 24-hour period. It makes tons more sense if you do it that way. So then coming into early hours of the morning. But usually 3 hours in between meals and snacks is really, really good for me. I don't get those really big hunger pangs. So snack 2 1 a.m. and then main meal at 4. So what I've done is I kind of bolster my food around the 1 to 4 time, because that's when I get really sort of those cravings kind of sneak in. So if I have a snack, protein plus 1, and a main meal, whatever. So that's usually kind of a breakfast meal. That time of the morning, I don't really like to eat anything too heavy. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But usually it's like more of a breakfast meal. So it could be some oats and some protein powder, something really quick and easy that I can just I can get down, and that's how it works. Then looking at my snack 3, 6:30 to 7:30. Usually either when I get home or just before I finish, I'll eat something else as well, and that's me pretty much done for the night shift. And yeah, then I go back to bed. 8 o'clock, 4 starts again. So you can see that I'm gonna exactly the same 12 hours, all right? The 12-hour shift doesn't make a lot of difference to you guys, okay? All it might mean is that because traveling time to work, that might take us some time, or you just need to plan a little bit more in advance. No different, okay? So you start work at 7, 7 to 7. All it means is that you take more meals to work. So with this 10-hour one, I'm only gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4 meals to work. Okay, that's all I'm gonna take. 2 main meals and 2 snacks. That's all I'm gonna take. But if you work a 12-hour shift, you're gonna take an extra one in, because you start at 7. So you could either eat something at 6:30, depending on how far you travel, or you could eat something just after you start or on the way to work, or whatever it is for you. But it just means you take an extra meal. So you take 5 meals to work instead of 4. Exactly the same principle. Try and split it out. So okay, you might be saying, so what do you do if you don't get if you don't get this many opportunities? Well, how many breaks do you have? 2 breaks or 3 breaks to a 12-hour shift or 10-hour shift? You'll have a couple, and like I said, you can actually eat something quick. So you need to make your meals and your snacks convenient and quick, and to eat and prepare and everything else. So within 5 minutes you should be able to eat something, whether you warm up in the microwave, or whether you it's a sandwich, or whether it's a snack. You should be able to eat it pretty quick, all right? Because I know us shift workers really, really busy. We're flat out generally, and it takes a bit of work. But this is kind of a structure that's worked for me for a long, long time, right? So and it'll work for you too, no doubt. So you just means on a 12-hour shift, you take a bit of extra food in. No worries, all right? So what the main meals look like, I'm going to just go into this quickly. So when I talk about main meals, I'm going to just basically, these are links, I'm going to open these up and show you exactly how I do it, okay? So this little infographic is inspired by Precision Nutrition, all right? And basically it's a step-by-step process of how to build up your meals, essentially. So if you were to, sorry, make it all. So when you're looking at protein, okay, you're looking at male and female. Males will be taking about 2 pounds of protein per meal, okay? A woman wants to do about 1, depending on the size, obviously. Then you're going to move up, and then you're going to build it up. So you're going to have some vegetables in there, broccoli, spinach, wherever. Same for a woman, 2 fists and 1 fist. Then you're looking at men for carbohydrates. So you look, as I said, grain, starches, whole grains, 2 cupful, 2 cupped handfuls, and 1 female 1 cupped handful. And then fats, okay, like oils and butters. You're looking at about a thumb size. Really, really good way to measure using your hand. And what's really good about this way is that if you literally can't prepare your meals and you need to go out and eat something, you can kind of remember this guide and just eyeball it as best you can. These are what main meals should consist of, okay? And like I said, I do track calories, so that which means I'll track everything in MyFitnessPal, because it's super important. You need to know how many calories you're eating. But this could be, it looks complicated, looks basic, but it could be a chicken salad. Your carbohydrate could be some bread, so it could be a chicken sandwich. It could be a soup if you wanted to make a soup with chicken and vegetables and everything else, the same quantities into a soup, blend it up, cook it, whatever. The lists are endless, to be honest with you. It's just how you do it. But these are the amounts of food that you want to be eating per meal. So you can find all that stuff out pretty easily. Sorry, a bit of a technical difficulty there. So this is my snack guide basically. I talk about protein plus one. Okay, so what's really important when it comes to snacking is to get some protein in each snack. So protein could be, you know, a piece of jerky or some yogurt or peanut butter on wholemeal bread. And then what I do is do a plus one. So plus one could be some fruit or some nuts, anything like that. Okay, it's really, really good to do. And this is what I've done. I've put together, and the other rule I use is a 200 calorie rule. So each snack needs to be 200 calories and some protein. And it just means that it's smaller, something you can easily eat on the go, and it's gonna help with those hunger cravings basically. So I put a little ebook together for you guys. If you want it, just leave me a comment down below. 30 200 calorie meals with protein was going to help keep you feel full. And first one here, obviously you got some jerky. And what I've done is I pull this information out of my fitness pal. Okay, so like I said, you can see it's 200 calories, 16 grams of carbs, 34 grams of protein, and that'll be a perfect snack. Easy to eat, on the go, no worries. Then, you know, I'm not going to go to all 30, but you get the idea. Carrots and hummus. Hummus is a fantastic protein source. Lots of fiber. Carrots are good. You know, they're going to help with vitamins and minerals. And as you can see, you know, it comes to about 200 calories. Gives you the carbs, and obviously you're looking at 5 grams of protein in this protein, which is pretty good to be fair. I'll give you one more as well. Then carrot sticks and yogurt. You know, what you can do, not for everybody this snack to be fair, but you can have some yogurt and some carrot dip in there. You know, some people like this these kind of yogurts. Then you got 10 grams of protein, 32 grams of carbs, and it's really, really perfect. So you got a protein plus one. Same with the yogurt, protein powder, all that sort of thing. So these are 30 easy snacks that you can get. So if you do want to copy this, there's a link down below. You can grab a copy. And you know, just pick a couple that you like. Then, you know, all 30 are not going to be to your tastes, but grab them anyway. There might be 5 or 6 in it to spark some ideas. That's all this is about, is to spark ideas, get you thinking a little bit differently, so you can take it to work with you, okay, and not have to worry about eating those donuts and cakes that everyone brings in. And the other thing I'm going to check a quick bonus in is working out. Working out is super important. I said you just basically touched on it. You need to work out, guys. Okay? You need to exercise. It's going to help with your energy levels, even if you think it won't. But there's a kind of way to do it, okay? And as a shift worker, we might not get in the gym 5, 6, 7 days a week because we're literally, you know, pressed for time, and the shifts just don't allow. And if you're doing 12-hour shifts, I remember doing those before. Literally, you know, you get up, you go to work, you come home, you go to bed, and you do that same cycle. But you can do this stuff on your days off. Generally, as shift workers, we get the extra couple of days off. I do a 6-on-4 on roster. Perfect for me. I can train before work, train on some of my days off, and it works really well. So what I've done as well, I'm going to give you guys, or will show you guys, is one of the best sort of sequences of exercises that you can do as a shift worker. And the reason being is that traditionally people will talk about arm day, leg day, back day, but it's labor intensive. You need to go to the gym 5, 6 times a week to hit all the body parts. So what I've done is put together a really quick workout builder for you guys, all right? Which basically means that you can build hundreds of different workouts for this. So all you do, print it off, and you're going to go, okay, I'm going to go to the gym today. This is all set out in a proper sequence to get a full body workout in about 40 minutes to help you energize you, feel better, and, you know, help with your weight loss and muscle gain, all those other things that's going to go on, right? And you're going to do, you say we're going to pick leg press, and you're going to just do a lat pull down. Then today you're going to do a 1-arm row. Then you're going to come down, you're going to tick bench press. Then you're going to tick side raises. Then you're going to do some arm work and tick some cable curls or dumbbell curls, tricep extensions. Then we've got some core exercises. Then obviously next week, then if you get a bit bored of that, you can change the sequence. You can go do goblet squat this week, and then I'm going to do a straight arm pull down, and then I'm going to do a lunge in a row. You can mix this up, okay? Because what's happening is that you're getting a lot of variety of exercise, working the same muscles. Each exercise in each group works the same kind of muscles in a different way, and to give you a fresh perspective on your workouts, lots and lots of different workout sort of ideas. And then you can take it, so you're not going to get bored. You're not going to go to the gym and do the same things over and over and over. You're actually going to get a lot more out of this, and, you know, be able to work out, you know, without getting bored and stuck. And if you do this 3 times a week, 3 full body workouts a week is going to be really, really beneficial for you. You know, you don't have to train 6-7 days a week to hit every body part, you can do it in 3 times with 3 full body workouts. And on the right hand side here, as you can see, showing you what rep ranges you need to be in roughly, to depending on your goal. The rest period is dependent on your goal. The tempo is how fast to lift, whether you use failure. What I also forgot to say as well is, if you are somebody who likes to do body part splits, you can actually work across to the right hand side here. So if you just say you're going to do a back day, back and biceps day, let's say you do all 3 of these exercises, and you come down and you do all 3 of these exercises, and that's your back and biceps day done. Same with chest and shoulders. You could do all these exercises and you get your chest and shoulders day done, right? Lots and lots of variations for you guys. Really, really good idea for you to build your own workouts, and take some ownership of it. So let's go back to where I was. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it from me, guys. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, this is basically my perspective as a personal trainer, a nutrition coach, and a shift worker. Don't forget, I still shift work. I still got my day job. My personal training and my nutrition is something I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years as a side kind of hustle. I do it because I love it. I really enjoy it. That's why I'm able to do these videos for you guys. And it's all based on my perspective. I got lots of clients that do really, really well. Some are shift workers, some are not. But as a shift worker, and my perspective on that, I found that with me and my shift workers, this works exceptionally well. I know it will work for you too. So, as always, guys, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop a link down to, you can grab a copy of all that stuff down below, in the form of an ebook called 7-Step Cheat Sheets to Losing Weight as a Shift Worker. If that's something you're interested in, check it in, check your email address in, and you can get it sent to your email box. I'll obviously be able to keep in touch with you, giving you a lot more insights, lots more tips and tricks around staying healthy, losing weight with shift work, because I've been there and done it, and I'm doing well with it. So that's it from me. And as always, guys, start afresh, because if you don't make a change today, how will tomorrow be any different? Thank you.